You're watching Experience Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
Horns up, everybody! Today is Metal Day here on Triple T. Super excited, because you know me, I'm a huge nerd for metal stuff. So, we've got my boy, John Westhoff here. He's got Drumsticks of Doom. Him and Dan Doherty have worked really hard on issue 4 for the Kickstarter. So, it's just going to be such a badass book and everything. Guys, if you want to shout out, tell us that you're here. We would love to hear who's all here and ready for some trivia. Oh my gosh, see? Elena's in there right away. What up, girl? How you doing? Are you ready for some metal trivia? Lyle's here. Yes. Oh, Brian Pineau. Oh, great to see you, Brian. That's awesome. Okay. Sweet, guys. Yeah. Oh my gosh, everyone's coming in. Brian, that's so hilarious. I'm used to seeing you as Brian Pineau, like professional Brian Pineau, and then I see Jack's axe, and I was like, that's a funny name. Lyle's here. Dude, everything's going great. Oh my gosh, we're going to have such a terrific show. Why am I holding back any longer? You guys are here. You ready for a great interview? Ready for absolutely awesome trivia and maybe even a prize. So, enough of all that crap. Let's go to it. Triple T.
You make this rather snappy, won't you? I have some very heavy thinking to do before 10 o'clock.
So, what's the proper way? Is it horns or horns? How do you do it?
It's horns.
Yeah?
Love horns.
I see. I love it, man.
If Ronnie James Dio does it like that, that's how I do it.
Right, I'm there with you. Yeah, and I'm glad I didn't make that the trivia question of the day. Who created the metal horns? That's right, oh my gosh, Ronnie James Dio. Dude, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Week 3 of the yet another campaign grind. I appreciate you having me on. It's always fun to chat.
I love hanging out with you, man. Love it. And any way we can help. By the way, guys, Drumsticks of Doom, issue 4. Go to Kickstarter. You know what we say every time. Check it out. If you can't jump on, we get it. Money's tight everywhere. But share it at least. Show it off because it's a great book. These guys have worked so hard on it, and it's been doing terrifically. And, I mean, so, John, you're not only... I've noticed you have a lot of musical books. John, Drumsticks of Doom guy, Westhoff himself. That's great. Thanks, Brian. Stevie B's here, kind of hanging while I'm packing for vacations. Isn't that Drumsticks of Doom? Isn't that the corner table at Buffalo Wild Wings? That is great. That's hilarious. So yeah, I've noticed that you do a lot of musical stuff, and that's because you are a musician of sorts. Why don't you tell people first about your musical background?
Yeah, so not those drumsticks. These drumsticks is what we're talking about in the book. I am. I don't want to say a drummer by trade, but I did play drums. I still do from time to time. But I was in a band for about 15, 20 years, and picked up the drumsticks because we needed a drummer in our band at the time. My brother had a drum set. I was 15. I started out actually playing bass. But we needed a drummer, so that's what I did, and played drums, ever since then. But yeah, I definitely love being in a band and creating music with other people. It was a big part of my life for many years. And then as that kind of started to wind down, the band thing wasn't, really happening, and family and all that stuff, I kind of was searching for another creative outlet, and that's where comics came in. And then at a certain point, I said, well, why don't I do something that involves both of them? So yeah. Done a couple of music-themed projects because I just love that music-themed comics.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally feel you. And because for me, I'm not a musician on any level. The closest I've ever gotten to music is I did used to sing, but, technically anyone can sing. And not well, but anyone can sing. But, and also I've written some lyrics for some songs. But That's about it. But I love music. Is there any specific songs, especially recently, that have kind of touched something in you where you're like, "Ooh, I gotta. This makes me want to write," or "This makes me want to write something specific."
Absolutely. One musician that I was introduced to through a friend who very much inspires me is Alex Cameron. He's a musician out of Australia. A lot of his lyrics are very provocative, and he's just a very unique musician. So he inspires me a lot. But like tying into the book, I'm inspired all the time. I mean, a lot of Drumsticks of Doom, we actually take tidbits from lyrics and stuff from songs, and I call it, the lore of heavy metal that they've created through these lyrics. Just as people would do from, Tolkien's works or Stephen King or whoever, we're looking to for inspiration. Why not, right? Particularly when Dan and I started talking about this book, I was like, it's about a female musician, and I've been really into, acts like St. Vincent and Angel Olsen and things like that. And he's like, oh, have you heard of this singer? Well, it's a band, but really it's primarily around the singer, but the band's name is Weissblood. So he played me a song called Andromeda, and it's actually, it is a QR code in the start of the book. The book kind of starts with that as the theme song because, then Dan and I had this connection through this amazing, wonderful band and singer that he introduced me to. And just that song is it's an all-time classic. I mean, when he played it for me, I was like, wow, I just couldn't stop playing it. And it became part of the book, just listening to all his writing and enjoying her music and getting to know that band. It became an integral part of the story.
Dude, you gotta send that to me, man. I would love to hear that.
I will. And again, for anybody who has the book, it's actually don't sue me. It's a QR code in the corner. So start the book with it. It leads to her Bandcamp though, so I hope that leads to sales for her.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, dude. I think she probably appreciate that a lot. Don Johnson's in the house. Good to see you, man. Hope you're sticking around for this whole thing and for the trivia and everything. Love to have as many people as possible for this. So what was it about? Because okay, first off, give the pitch to the story so everybody knows, and then I can ask my follow-up.
Okay, the short pitch is Black Sabbath, not the Beatles, became the most popular band in the world, and thus the universe was changed forever. But our main character, Lana, she just wants to play indie music in a heavy metal world. So that's the short pitch. It really follows, again, our main character, Lana, who's she's in a fledgling metal band, but that's not really what interests her. But again, when metal is kind of the popular music on the planet, what else is she to do but to, stick around playing metal and trying to figure out where she's at in life.
So where did this inspiration come from?
Well, really, the name Drumsticks of Doom is a play of actually on a Manowar song, which is called Drums of Doom, which is just an instrumental song. But I think I just kind of like that idea popped into my head, like, Drumsticks of Doom. And then I was like, well, drumsticks are kind of like, they look like magic wands, and, people are into that kind of stuff. And then I was like, well, I need a story for that, right? So I sat on that for a while, and it was just kind of just that silly notion of using drumsticks as wands. And then I kind of had this story about a young person at the time. I hadn't thought of it being a woman at the time, who was kind of going through the motions like I was, starting in a band and having that desire to make music. And am I going to do this professionally? Who knows? And, are my friends going to be there with me? And this is great. And then you start to get older in life and things didn't really go down that path, right? So a lot of the story was really most of us go through that arc and we never really get, our taste of fame or whatever. We never really get to make that big album or have a radio hit. So then I realized, oh, wait, these stories they can go together, right? It doesn't have to be such a grounded real life story. I can add this, fantastical element to it. And so I was like, okay, so she finds these drumsticks and she's thrust into a battle to keep heavy metal at the top of the charts. And it kind of just went from there.
I love that, dude. What was it about Black Sabbath for you, where they had to be that crux, so to speak?
Well, and that actually came later too. Dan and I actually had the story for about, I don't know, 5 or 7 years, and I sat on it like a lot of us do. And Dan had done a story for which spoiler will be part of our prizes for later. We did a series called Banthology, which was a music themed anthology. I was introduced to Dan through that process through co-editor Wendy Freeman. Said, hey, we both know a ton of people who are into comics and into music. Let's make an anthology. Okay, we'll call it Banthology. And then she really helped recruit a lot of the musician comic artists. And Dan Doherty was one of them. And he did this amazing story called The Beast in Me, which really touched on, and Dan is from the Chicago area. He's also still a working musician. He played a show one time at the Metro. He had a big response. And he kind of just got that feeling that you get. And he called it in the story, the beast in him, that was just always there, like chasing that high that you get from a big show or, a big performance or something like that. And that really just, that story just really sat with me. Because again, I was like, he gets it. So then when I was thinking of an artist, I was like, it pretty much has to be Dan, because he knows music. He's an amazing artist. He can, he understands the composition of drawing bands and things like that. And obviously he gets, the musical element the emotional part that I'm trying to get here. So,
yeah.
I sat on it for a while. And then as we were kind of talking about the story, I was like, well, why the hell is hell on earth? Like, why is it? And then that's when it occurred to me, oh, Black Sabbath, all those things your aunts and uncles told you, don't listen to heavy metal because the demons are going to come. I was like, oh, it was Black Sabbath. They brought that on. They became more popular than the Beatles. And, it was the UK revolution was led by them and Judas Priest and Iron Maiden, not, the Stones and the Beatles and all that. So that was just kind of how it came up again, as we were getting prepared to really write issue 1.
So does that mean that you had like a moment in your book where Ozzy says we're more popular than Jesus?
You spoiled a later thing, but yes, it's definitely. And part of that was because they also spoofed that on The Simpsons. So I had they do the B Sharps album Bigger Than Jesus. So that definitely that may be a tidbit in the book. Yes.
Kenneth Byrne is here. Oh, Elena, Canada's Lucia just pledged on Kickstarter, so we already have our first pledger. Thank you so much. And definitely, like I said, everybody, if you're not pledging, if you can't jump on, which we get it, at least share it off, show it off, give him our love, because he is going to be holding off an awesome prize, which we'll talk about pretty soon. And so, yeah, the least we can do is share and show off his awesome thing. But please check it out for yourself, because you never know if you would love it or not. I do have a question though, as we scroll through and show up. Is there anything specific you want to talk about where the?
First and foremost, again, Dan Doherty, we've mentioned him a few times. He is my co-creator in this book. Wouldn't be possible without him. He may not. Actually script the pages like I do, but there's so much influence in his art. Just every time, look at those pages.
Yeah.
Seeing the gentlemen in the frame there are called the Brotherhood of Metal. They're like a cult, who's worshiping metal and all that. Once I saw that, again, they had a smaller part in the book, and it was like, oh, they got to come back. All right, so now they're recurring characters, and just the way he draws the werewolves and all this stuff, everything. It just makes me the original first arc was supposed to be 3 issues, but Dan added so much that we had to balloon it into 4 issues. Because there's just more to the story now. So Dan is a huge part of it. You scrolled past there, Ryan Vella out of Australia, his amazing cover. Partly, give credit where credit's due. Chuck and his team did an amazing Rust in Peace cover. So I said, I got to do me a Megadeth homage cover. So Ryan just killed it. And then if you scroll down a little bit more, there's an amazing Jonathan LaMantia alternate cover, which, is kind of spoilers, is basically the cover of Lana's first album in the series. So we made that into a cover, and yeah, I've been so blessed with the people who want to work on this book. Being outwardly metal, I guess if you want to say, you do find your tribe out there. I talk to people all the time online who want to, and so I approach them and I would go, oh, we've talked about, heavy metal before. Do you want to do, work on the book? And they're like, hell yeah, I want to do a Ronnie James Dio cover. I want to do a, Manowar homage. So you kind of find people, and once you pitch them a book that its heart and soul is heavy metal, it's when your people there, it's a pretty easy sell. So
Oh yeah.
I haven't had too many people say no, I can't do it. A few people are too busy, but most people are like, oh yes, please, I will do it. And so I've been blessed. All the covers are amazing. So you can get all 9 covers, including the black sketch cover for issue 1. We have good deals on that. We thank our wonderful backer tonight who just did the catch up tier. We have all the issues are available. So yeah, if I'm going to highlight something, it has to be my amazing cover artist team.
That's sweet, man. So I was speaking with another music influenced Chicagoan comic creator, Eric Cockrell, which, by the way, there's a lot of you guys. I'm going to bring that up later, though. But we were talking about favorite covers. Are there any covers, what covers out there are you thinking, like, oh, now I got to do this one? Like, what other cover homages are you really excited to be able to work on later on, or wish you could have?
Well, I think as far as metal goes, I think the most iconic one is Black Sabbath, right? With the woman standing in the creepy field or whatever in front of the building.
Yeah.
I approached a couple artists about doing that. We haven't worked it in yet. That would be one I would like to see. I don't know how long we'll keep with the homage cover themes, if it'll continue into the next series, if we get there. But that would definitely be one that I would want to see. That for me, that's the most iconic. But of course, the amazing Maiden Eddie covers are all great. I'd love to do even more Megadeth Vic covers because he was always my favorite. Oh, Cannibal Corpse Butchered at Birth was another one that came to mind. I wanted to do for the series too, but we couldn't figure out how to do that gory of a cover and make it make sense with the series. So,
so again, maybe next time when it gets a little gorier.
Yeah, and if the series, we're able to continue. Spoilers for fans of the show. If you know Eric and his amazing series, we are going to be doing possibly an anthology together next year, which might have some Drumsticks of Doom shorts in it, short stories. So, he and I are looking forward to working together in the next year too.
Yeah, I've got that one. I'm working on one for that too, actually. Also based on a metal band. Funny enough, Pantera's song "Revolution Is My Name."
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another cover. Now that you mentioned Pantera, I'd love to get a Vulgar Display of Power cover going. So,
right
out there, if you think you can do someone getting punched in the face,
the punch in the face. Oh, totally.
that's one of the ones that always comes.
That would be a great one, actually. That would be really good, dude. And so easily, like you could put Lana in there or whatever, Any Jethro Tull covers, JD asked.
It's 100%. I love Jethro Tull. I will find a way to work in Aqualung somewhere.
Right? Are you the reason why they won the first metal Grammy?
Hell yeah! Forget Metallica. They got greatest albums ever. Jethro Tull deserves a Grammy. Give them some credit. They've been making music for 50 years.
It's true. So they couldn't even win for a new album.
Weird.
That's hilarious. And that's another trivia question I should have asked, but didn't even get to. You burn through trivia questions and you're like, oh crap, there's a million stuff I could ask. So yeah, before we get on to the prize and let you go, what, as someone who's not from Chicago, as we have so many people from all over the world watching, what is it about Chicago that inspires so many musical and music and comics? Because I'm seeing so many of the Chicago comic creators I know are also equally influenced by music. So what is it about Chicago that is so musical?
Well, I think part of it, living next to a big city, and we have so many amazing venues, big, small, medium. I think that's part of it. I think if you live in the area and you're into music at all, people are going to be like, hey, let's go to a concert. I mean, that was my youth, right? Almost every weekend, we were always going to see somebody. Excuse me, Metro, Aragon, Fireside Bowl, Riviera. We were always bouncing around. And I think, again, even if you're someone in the suburbs, you're always around that culture of music and great shows and great live shows. People don't get that in more rural areas. So Chicago is certainly... Also, we've had big bands, come up through Chicago. So again, when you're a young person, you're like, oh, that's cool. Disturbed came out of Chicago, or you get inspired by that. So I think that's just part of it. We just have musicians always around, great venues. We're actually doing an event at Challengers Comics for those who were in the area. August 12th at the shop from 12 to 5. Don Cardenas and Steve Bryant have a music themed book. Dan and I, and then the amazing Mike Norton, he has The Rock Gods of Jackson, Tennessee that just came out. Tim Seeley from Chicago has the book called The Roadie. He won't be I don't think he'll be able to make the event, but he was another one we wanted to invite. So it's weird. We all kind of came out with these music themed books, within the same time. We're all kind of trying to put that passion out there.
Dude, that's freaking awesome. But you know what? Like you said, big city. I mean, I've lived in big cities myself, but there's something about Chicago, and I don't know what it is, that's so linked to music. Like New York has all sorts of great venues, LA, like also, but none of those cities seem to have the I don't know, that touchstone to music that Chicago seems to have.
Yeah, I mean, again, it is just something. Again, growing up in this area, again,
Chicago was Motown, right?
Detroit was Motown.
Detroit,
but
same thing, right?
Yeah, I think it's hard to put into words, but again, I just think it is just part of the heartbeat of this area. Again, I had tons of friends, and I have an older brother. We all had it. All of our older siblings hand down the music. Hey, if you listen to Sabbath, and hey, if you listen to Type O Negative, and it's just part of the culture in the area. At least that was part of my upbringing.
Yeah, I love this. JD says new artists can actually afford to live in Chicago. That makes sense.
I don't know about that anymore, but maybe
back in the day, yeah, right.
I think Don's right. It's cold. We don't have anything to do but sit
outside
and listen to music.
Oh, I agree. I totally agree with that. Coming from Toronto, same damn thing. Absolutely.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to do the stereotypical city things, but Chicago is a working class city. They take pride in that. That's a big part of their people's personality. So that's part of it too. When you're around that environment and your parents are working hard and everything, sometimes you kind of build up that desire to break free from that, right? And music is about that, right? Writing and being famous and going on the road and chasing down your dreams is a big part of that.
But you know what? I think that's actually a really good point, because when you talk about like the Beatles and Black Sabbath, both of those bands that you've mentioned, they're both from working class towns. I believe it's
Birmingham, England,
Liverpool, of course, and
yes.
Was it? I don't remember the city that Black Sabbath's from.
Birmingham, England, yeah.
Yeah. But both like very much blue collar kind of places. So yeah, no, I don't think you're wrong at all, dude.
Ozzy will tell you, I had no choice. I didn't want to work in the factory, so I was either going to go to jail or be a musician. Iommi cut off his hand in a factory right before they went off on they almost didn't get their contracts because of it. So, that was a very working class city for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, cool. Well, we got to move on to some trivia and stuff. So can you tell everyone what they're going to be playing for today?
Well, since we are going with the music theme for the night, of course, the book of the day is here. So we'll give away a copy of Drumsticks of Doom #1 with the, it's kind of going to be kind of hard to see here, but we did do a guitar pick.
I love it.
For that. And then, some of my all-time favorite books that I've been a part of, again, the Banthology series. We'll keep it music themed. Sorry, issue 1 did sell out, but this is an anthology. You can pick it up wherever. I love when people pick that book up and read it. So we'll stick with the music themed books that I've been a part of.
I love that. That's a great package, man. Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks to the viewers. And if you already have the books or something like that, pass them on to somebody else. Get another person reading.
Absolutely, guys. That's awesome. John, thank you so much, man. I'm really excited to see this continue to happen, and then hopefully it goes to where you want to, and we can continue to see Drumsticks of Doom move on into the next series.
I appreciate that. It is a big part of it. Dan's a working artist. I need to pay his rate. I do work with all these amazing people. I don't take any cut of it as of now. We'll see how that goes down the road. But, in order for it to continue, I think we need to get to a certain goal in the book. So like Chuck said, if you can't back, we certainly appreciate that in this day and age. But on social media today, it's very hard to get the word out. Even your email lists go to spam often. It's difficult. Yeah. So any shares help. Personal text to somebody, an email to somebody, a share on social media is so huge for us small businesses. So if you can do that, thank you so much. You may be part of the reason that this series continues, because we have way more stories to tell. At least 3 arcs of this story, are plotted out. So if we could just get through this one, I think we'll be in a good position for the next. Oh, thanks.
Awesome,
thanks,
man.
Brian.
Thanks, Brian. You're awesome. All right, guys. You're awesome, dude. John, so excited to have you on every time we get to hang out. I absolutely love it.
I appreciate it, man. You're I'm sure I've told you before, but I'll tell your viewers now. You're being part of the group Indie Comics Conspiracy with you, and just that helped get me back into writing after taking a few years out. I was kind of still in the group and just kind of lurking, and just that excitement from other creators and people cheering each other on was a huge part of it. And of course, you were a huge part of that too. So,
oh, thank you, dude. And it's been awesome, man. I've loved seeing this new blossom and all these great projects. So keep at it, man. Seriously.
Thanks. I'm excited for some trivia.
Awesome. Yeah. All right, guys. We're going to be right back after this with some absolutely awesome trivia, metal-inspired trivia. It's going to be a great time. Don't change that dial.
Why was Princess Zelda sad after watching a bunch of YouTube videos? She couldn't find a link in the description. We'll stop if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's super easy. Click subscribe and click the bell when you do. And thanks for supporting the EXP.
Comic Collectibles is a pretty straightforward show. You got Rex here, he sells the comics, and you got Rockin' Robbie, he knows about the comics. And finally, John, well, no one really knows what John does. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a great guy, but he just keeps showing up. Come to think of it, I don't even really know how he gets in here. Anyway, awesome comics, rare books, rarer signatures, slabbed books, and amazing cover sketches by Ken Hazer and others. Simple formula, you want the comics, you buy the comics. To sum up, Rex sells the comics, Robbie knows the comics, and John, who might possibly be a ghost. I mean, seriously, has anyone ever seen him show up or leave? Comic Collectibles with Rex and John, Mondays from 6 to 8 Eastern on The Experience. Comic Culture and Sales.
Programming on the EXP is made possible by viewers like you, or your local comic shop, or that Kickstarter you backed, or the publisher you like, or comic industry professionals who want to share a message with the world. Really, anyone who wants to advertise with us can. If you're interested in seeing a product you know and love, or are creating, or are publishing, or are involved with, advertised here on The Experience, and having your message shared with our viewers, please reach out by scanning the QR code below or visiting our website and using the contact form. Go follow The Experience on TikTok at @the_EXP1 or scan the QR code on the screen. Our TikTok is like everywhere else we are, except you only have to deal with us for a minute. Seems like a win-win to me.
You'll make this rather snappy, won't you? I have some very heavy thinking to do before 10 o'clock.
All right, guys. Trivia time. Love it. You know what? Before we do start trivia, though, I really want to say something really quick. The Ringo nominations came out today, and I saw so many amazing people and books that I knew, and it was just so cool to see all of that. So I want to give some mad love out to, to everybody who was nominated for the Ringos, because that's just absolutely amazing. So congratulations to everyone. Wendy, are you excited?
Yeah. Sorry.
She put a smoke in her mouth, and then I asked, it's like asking when somebody starts to eat. Yeah, so we got some absolutely amazing trivia. As always, guys, remember, first person to jump in gets 3 points, second gets 2. We were going to do something fun, special today, right? We were going to give out a special one. Remember that we were talking in the car yesterday?
Oh yeah,
Do you remember what it was for?
was for an extra point.
Yes.
But yeah, I remember the question.
Okay, cool. I don't. So you might have to jump in and do that at some point because I don't remember it.
Well, we're getting started a little late, so we're going to get through these kind of quick.
Oh, thank you so much, John. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's right. Wendy and I were a part of Cthulhu Invades Wonderland. This is the book, actually, right here, and it has been nominated for Ringo. So that means that Wendy and I are Ringo-nominated creators, which is pretty badass. One more reason, comic creators, to do anthologies. Yep. We are definitely ready. Thank you so much, man. We are definitely ready. Wendy, do you have question number 1 ready to go?
I do now.
She does now. All right.
Okay.
Let's do question number 1.
All right. What was the first song Black Sabbath wrote?
What was the first song that Black Sabbath wrote? I know this one's tough. Like I said, we will give you guys clues. And there's a very big, easy clue. I wish it was The Wizard. I love that track so much, dude. Just that eerie harmonica at the very beginning. JD, you're a machine. Wow. We already have... Okay, everybody else, put your answers in. Happy birthday. That's great. Hey, you're going to get a point, so that's great at least, Brian. Everyone make sure to put your answers in. But, JD jumped in right away. Crazy Train. That's good, too. That's right, guys. It is Black Sabbath. That was
we didn't get a second person.
Pardon?
We didn't get a second person.
Well, John jumped in. Oh, but we're not going to give points to John. That's right.
Yeah,
well, Elena did.
John wants to win his own stuff.
That's right. Yeah, well, he probably does. It's cheaper than having to send it out. But Elena got Black Sabbath, so there we go. So 3 points to my man JD, 2 points to Elena, to Canada's Lucia, and then points for everybody else. That's right, Black Sabbath. That's what started it all, that big, beautiful, doomy song. I love that song so much. Wendy, question number 2.
All right, number 2. What Beatles song did Charles Manson most often use to describe the upcoming apocalypse he foresaw?
What song did Charles Manson use to describe the... people are already putting it up there. The upcoming apocalypse that he foresaw. Eleanor Rigby, that's hilarious. Nice. Hey, Jude. Great. We do have our points up there already. Oh my gosh, you guys jumped on this. Apparently, I should have done a Beatles day because you guys jumped all over the Beatles too. JD got it first, then Steve Vendetta. That's right, gang. It is Helter Skelter. And I actually read the book Helter Skelter, which was the story of Charles Manson. Dude, that's some interesting stuff right there. But way to go, guys. Points all over the place. Do we have a question number 3, Wendy? Of course, I know that we do. I wrote them.
Yeah, hold on. I missed somebody. Oh, Vendetta. Steve Vendetta.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, now I got it.
Oh, excuse me. Okay.
All right, number 3. Wolverine gave up his superhero persona when he stayed in Madripoor, going under what name?
I was looking at, when I thought of this question, I was looking at the blue and yellow, which I was very excited about, the blue and yellow costume. And so I thought, how can I make a cool Wolverine trivia? Because I'm a huge Wolvie fan. So yeah, oh my gosh. And you guys are jumping on that, dude. Not even thinking about it. John did get it first, but sadly, John, keep your points in your head. Sadly,
I'm giving him points.
You gave him points, but he's not okay. Well, but the official 3 points goes to Steve Vendetta, 2 for Lyle. That is right, gang. It is Patch.
2 for Lyle?
Yeah, Lyle came after Steve Vendetta.
Oh, it flipped for me.
Oh, okay. What'd you see?
JD.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, on here it's Steve Vendetta, then Lyle, then JD.
It flipped after.
Oh, it did? Okay.
Yeah.
Banana Bay. That's hilarious. Dr. Ethel Wendy Lillybottom the Third. That would be a great name. John wants to win for Pride. Pride was last month, dude. But whatever. You do it. You do what you got to do, man. I'm just glad that you're happy, dude. Yeah, that's right, gang. It was Patch. I love that. I'm such a huge Wolvie guy, so you knew there was going to be a Wolvie question eventually. Wendy, question number 4.
All right. Recent Emmy nominations make which title the first live-action video game adaptation to earn major awards consideration?
That's right. The Emmy nominations, not just Ringo's. Emmy nominations came out today. And because of that, finally, a video game adaptation gets some love from major awards. So, yeah, gang, what is that? And let's get some points for everybody. We do have some questions going on. Answers. Yeah. We have questions, too. Hey, Dan Price is in the house. Awesome. Good to see you, buddy. We're just doing some sweet trivia. Feel free to jump in, man. That's right, gang. Okay, yeah. See, I'm still trying to make sure that everybody gets some love on here. And at some point in the future, Dan Price is going to be on the show because he's going to be showing off his absolutely awesome, and I know that because I read it. Bigfoot Knows Karate. So definitely check that one out, guys. Issues 1 and 2 are out. 3 is going to be coming to Kickstarter probably later on. Were you saying like September or so, Dan? But that's right, everybody. The Last of Us finally got some awards. Therefore, not every video game adaptation has to suck. Oh, that's right. Nominations. Do you know, babe, I don't know if you saw the nominations, but remember the little blind boy who was in the scenes in Kansas? He got a nomination for that. Well, and what's particularly awesome is A, he's deaf.
Yeah.
And B, that was his first acting role.
Yeah.
So that's like just ridiculous. Your first role on something major like that and you get a nomination. That's huge. So congratulations to the whole cast and crew and everything. Wendy and I, we did tons of The Last of Us trivia when it was out. We're huge fans of the show and the video game. So that's absolutely amazing. Do we have question 5?
Yep.
Oh man, we're ripping through them, eh?
Yeah. We started late, so.
So not a bad idea. It's a Bigfoot Knows Karate one shot in September. Oh, that's right. Yeah, of course, man. Got to give out the comic book love. So question number 5.
All right. Which band created a book and movie both entitled Dirt?
Ah, that's right. Some more.
I don't know why you put this in with metal.
Because people call it metal even if they're not. I put Beatles in there.
Yeah, that's true.
Alice in Chains. That's the name of one of their albums. Good job, John, but not the correct answer. Alice in Chains is not. Now everyone's jumping on Alice in Chains. No, say it again. It was the name of their movie and book. So not Alice in Chains. That was the name of one of their albums, which is, by the way, an amazing album. If there was any of the big four of grunge that I would say are very metal inspired, it's definitely Alice in Chains. You can really hear that Charlie and Chains, Chuck and Chains. No, okay, so we need another person to do it because it's not Alice in Chains. Someone did get the correct answer. That's a huge, and it's not Alice in Chains. So if other people jump on the answer, we can give out the 2 points because the 3 points have already been snagged up. Now everyone's like scrolling up. Whoa, what was the other answer? What was the other answer?
Other than Alice in Chains?
I will say it was spelled incorrectly though. That's right. Oh well, Steve almost spelled it correctly. Damn it. Yeah, there you go. Motley Crue, gang. That's right. 2 points for Stevie B. 3 points for JD. Motley Crue. That's correct. Did you guys see the Dirt? That was a hell of a story. And like I said, a lot of people call them metal. I'd give them some respect for it, but yeah. Oh, that's right. They can't see JD's posts. Oh, yes, you're absolutely right. Thank you for that. I apologize. Good call there, J. I see everything, so I'm ridiculous like that. Thank you.
He's omnipotent. Not
He-
omniscient.
No, definitely not omnipotent. Omniscient.
Say it. Even say it.
Omniscient. Yeah. I almost just said impotent. No, I am impotent. So,
Wow.
why not throw it out there? People like to laugh at you. All right.
One more and then a break.
I love that idea. Yeah, let's do one more. So question number 6.
All right. Anchor Brewing is America's oldest craft brewery and will be shutting down soon. In what year was it formed?
If you guys get within 5 or 10 years, I'm sure we'll give it to you. But yeah, the oldest craft brewery in America has sadly shut down. In what year was it formed? Now we're going to start seeing all these just numbers jumping up. Let's see what people have to say. I thought it was like Samuel Adams, because Samuel Adams was one of the progenitors of the country and beer. But
Okay. So John is really close.
oh no, JD is going to have to go. Okay.
Okay, well, he still has his points.
Yeah. Much love to you though, JD. You did really well.
Oh, there we go. We actually got
We did get the correct answer. That's right. Yeah. And I think we're going to give Stevie B points for being as close as he was, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, Lyle was first.
Yeah, but he said 17.
Oh, 1790. Oh, that's right. They both said 1790. Who said? Oh, John said 1893, which was very close. Yeah, Steve and Detta got it right with 1896.
Elena was the next.
Elena, that's right. Elena was next. It was 1896 is when it came out. We're going to give it to Canonis for, oh yeah, that's right, JD. Yeah, but so glad you were here though, JD, and keep coming out. But yeah, that's 1896, gang. So everyone's going to get points because you know how we do it. But, and I love this, 1895.5. Oh, you guys are so much fun. Yeah, but nicely done, everybody. You know what? We're going to come back with some absolutely more trivia awesomeness. Closest without going over. Yeah, I like that, John. We're going to be right back with more trivia awesomeness right after this.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time. You know how when you go to Comic-Con, after Comic-Con, you go to the hotel bar, and there's a whole bunch of people playing music and dancing, and you've got Pikachu and Lara Croft Tomb Raider doing the cha-cha slide just down from Deadpool and Batman and Wonder Woman? That's every Saturday night over on the Experience Twitch channel. Join Taji Beats for the EXP Dance Party, exclusively on Twitch, twitch.tv/the_EXP.
rather snappy, won't you? I have some very heavy thinking to do before 10 o'clock.
Good to be back. What's going on, everybody, here at the EXP? I am Chuck Pineau. You're watching Triple T. That's right, Talking Cheats Trivia. I'm here with my absolutely awesome co-host, Wendy Gale. What's going on, girl?
Just relaxing.
Just trying to relax,
Yeah.
right? This poor lady, she's been working her buns off. And I don't want that because I like her buns. But yeah, we've gone through 6 questions. We've got 4 more to go. We're playing. You guys today are playing for that absolutely amazing prize because we had John Westhoff on earlier from Drumsticks of Doom. Please go check out that Kickstarter. I believe the URL is in the comments somewhere, and I'm sure JD will put it up again at some point because he's freaking awesome. Yes, dude. Yeah. Also register for your prizes and everything. Absolutely. We are registering. Today's prize is going to be Drumsticks of Doom issue 1, and then 2 issues, I believe issues 2 and 3 of Banthology, all from my man John Westhoff. It's a great prize. I think you also get a sweet Drumsticks of Doom pick. Like, dude, that's an awesome prize package. So let's do this. Let's see who's going to do it. How close are the points? Did we even look? Pretty close?
It looks like it's pretty close. Like I haven't actually added them.
Oh, okay.
Yet.
All right. Well, let's move on then to question number 7.
Yeah. Thanks for the suggestion, Lyle, but I'm allergic to wine.
That's it. He spelled Pineau right, though.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
All right. Number 7. What is the world's largest island that is not a continent?
What is the world's largest island that is not a continent? Not an easy one. Or easy, because it's so freaking huge. So obviously, like, not Australia. We got people thinking. We got answers coming. That is the one problem. There's a little bit of a time delay. There always is. So I like that, though. It's funny. See, I'm seeing what you saw, too, where someone answers and then it mixes. So
It just did it again.
yeah, it did. Island land. Nicely done. Nicely done. We're gonna give a couple more seconds just for more people to answer so they can get their points. But it looks like everybody knows what they're talking about. That's right, gang. It is Greenland. We had that's right. Well, he got it because he's so close to Greenland.
Yeah.
He's in Canada. So Greenland, that's right. And then Stevie B came in for the 2 points and got Greenland. And then we've got Elena in there. Of course, Sean did it. Steve did it. So, yeah, great job with points, everybody. I'm excited to see how close John got, because John's played, and he's played a very good game so far. So I'm interested to see what his points are going to look like when it's all...
I was giving him a point for everyone he answered.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think he's gotten all the questions right so far. He's done really well.
Yeah.
Okay. Question number 8?
Yes. All right. What year was the concept of fast food invented?
What year is... And again...
Or which business?
Well, yeah, I did. I put the business in there as a reminder, mostly to myself. Just which business it is, because I wanted to be able to mention it. But yeah, when did the first
what decade?
fast food? Yeah, even no, earlier than the 1950s actually. Not McDonald's either. It was not McDonald's. McDonald's did start in the 50s, but fast food started before them. So yeah.
What decade?
What decade? Yeah, okay, that's a good call, Wendy. 1904. That's closer. That's closer than the 50s, but a little early. See, we're giving you guys some. We're teaching you. We're showing you the way. 30s is close too, but not quite.
Closer.
Yep, you guys are definitely close. 4 BC. Yes. Colder, freezing cold, in the middle of an ice age. All right, we have a correct answer happening, and now I expect everybody's answers to start coming in. 1895. No, that's when, what was invented in 1895? 1896?
Oh, the craft brewery.
The craft brewery. Yeah, that's right. No, not 1895, sadly. All right, cool. Oh, yeah, we have, cool. We do have two people who got the answer now. It is the 1920s. 1921. Does anyone have an idea, real quick, what the first fast food restaurant was? They're still around today. I'll give you a quick second for that one, but because we do have to move forward, obviously. But I am interested in if anyone knows it.
You can buy their burgers in frozen form at the grocery store.
Ooh, that's right. Just throwing random number. Hey, Elena, if it gets you points, it gets you points. It's not a bad idea. I am gonna say, because we do need to move on, right? We still have two more questions, but White Castle. White Castle was the first fast food restaurant. So that I was surprised by that. That's pretty cool. Oh, see, Steve did jump in with it. There you go, Steve BV. Good job, man. So yeah, question number 9.
This is a weird question. I typed it. I was like, okay.
Wendy wasn't here for the questions today. She was busy, so I had to make the question. So hopefully it's a weird one. I don't remember which one it is.
How many legs does a crab have?
Oh, yeah. How many legs does a crab have? And that's right, they still use the burger made from day one. And that's why it's got all those onions in it, is because it was done, in that time, and they put the onions in to allow the meat to stretch. We got 6 here. We got
6, 6, and 10.
10. There is a correct answer.
One of those is correct.
Yeah, one of those is correct. And it is not 6. It's not 8. 666. You know what? I might just give you extra points just for that, hon, because it is Metal Day.
She's getting 2 points for that.
Yeah, okay. Give her 2 points for that, because that was funny. We like that. Okay, we do have 2 people who got it. Steve Vendetta first, then Stevie B right behind. 10 legs. So if you love crab legs, that's why you're able to get so many, because they've got 10. I was watching a video today where they were taking the meat out of the crab legs. They would basically put a rolling pin on it and then just squeeze it out and go and come straight out.
I don't know. I'd be afraid they're going to squish it.
I mean, I don't care about the meat anyway, so I'm good with that. I don't do any seafood. Somebody tried to give me shrimp yesterday. I was like, no, thank you. And they're like, okay, how about crab? And I was like, no seafood at all.
He's weird.
I am weird. That's fine. Question number 10. Now that we're talking about 10.
Yeah. All right. Which musician's songs were turned into a graphic novel and nominated for this year's Best Humor Comic Ringo Award?
That's right, guys. I said the Ringos came out today. I had to get a Ringo question. So, which musician's songs were turned into a graphic novel and then now nominated for a Ringo Award for Best Humor Book? That should be a huge clue, by the way. Humor, music. There we go. Answers are coming in. We see some people giving us some love. Yeah. I need one more person. I need more people to answer so that we can make sure that somebody gets the 2 points, and then we'll make sure that everybody gets their 1 point. There we go. Stevie B got it first. Well, John got it first.
Yeah.
But Stevie B got Weird Al first, and then Steve Vendetta right behind, followed by Elena. Dude, that's...
No, Steve Vendetta didn't get it. He said Al Yankovic.
His name is Al Yankovic.
Oh, wow. Sorry, my brain's not here.
I haven't seen the Weird Al movie, but I really want to. That's definitely on my current bucket list right now. But yeah, guys, Weird Al Yankovic. So 3 points to Stevie B, 2 points to Steve, and then points to everybody else. Wendy is going to start getting all those points together. Remember, we are playing for that absolutely awesome package that John Westhoff made for us. It is Banthology issues 2 and 3, I believe, and Drumsticks of Doom, and the awesome Drumsticks of Doom pick. Please also remember what we said earlier. Go check it out. I think some of you guys have already checked it out and jumped on it, but check it out. Share it. Share the love. It's an absolutely awesome book. We're so glad, John, that you stuck around with us and that you showed up at all. Love having you on here. Next week, while Wendy is getting everything together, next week we're going to have Recount and Scout creator Jonathan Westhoff. Jonathan Hedrick is going to be here, and we're going to talk about his books, and we're going to show off some absolutely amazing stuff. So this week, John Westhoff. Next week, Jonathan Hedrick. We'll see how many Johns we can get in this month. Wendy, do we have a winner?
We do have a winner.
How close was it?
It was 2 points.
2 points apart between first and second?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was the Steves.
It was a Steve. Yeah, I thought it was one of the Steves.
Yeah.
So which Steve wins tonight?
The Steve that came out ahead tonight was Steve Vendetta.
Steve Vendetta! Congratulations, man. Steve Vendetta gets that absolutely amazing Drumsticks of Doom prize package, the 2 issues of Anthology, plus Drumsticks of Doom, plus that awesome pick. Congratulations, man. Make sure to send us your information if you haven't already, though I believe Steve Vendetta probably has won before.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
But always feel free to update it. Yeah, congrats to everybody. Love having you guys out here. We're going to have another great show next week. Woohoo to Steve. That's right, man. Way to go, gang. Love having you guys here. Thank you so much. We will see you guys next week again here on the EXP. Take care, everybody.
Do you remember what it was like when you were a little kid and you got a letter in the mail? Now imagine that letter was filled with information about your favorite shows, pop culture questions, links to things you're going to want to see later, and even sneak peeks at upcoming programming here on The Experience. That's what the EXP mailing list is. Every week, we send you sneak peeks, information, and all of the relevant links for all of the shows you want to see. Sign up now on our website or scan the QR code that's on your screen right now.